What's up, gamers and collectors? DGC back with another video, and today we're taking a look at something obscure, something interesting, something for the discerning OG Xbox collector. You've already got everything cool in your collection. You're like, well, what do I collect next? I've got something for you. Today we're taking a look at the original Xbox exhibition demo discs. Some of these you might not know about. Let's check it out. Alright guys, so today I kind of just really wanted to talk about these. I've wanted to talk about these exhibition demo discs for quite some time. Some of them are really, frankly, pretty rare. And you may not know about it. You may know about it. Who knows? There's really no point in collecting these other than you really like the Xbox original and you just want something juicy to add to your collection. So if you're into that, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the video. There's some cool stuff here. Alright, so first up, exhibition demo disc number 1. This one you can pretty much find at any game store, any retro game store for that matter, and very, very accessible on eBay. You know, 10 to 20 bucks, nothing expensive. Now, what is interesting about some of these demo discs and why you might actually want to own them, at least the first couple of them, they actually have DLC on the disc, because Xbox Live is obviously down for the original Xbox the official way. Yes, I'm aware of Insignia and downloading and doing all that stuff. I'm more of an OEM kind of guy. I do modify some of my systems to some extent, but usually it's reversible, and I don't really mess with the official firmware. It's just kind of how I am. If I ever do, I usually get a secondary console, and then I'll mess with that, but not my original, to me, console I don't like to mess with. I like to keep it nice and fresh. But with that being said, some of these have some downloadable content on them. But demo-wise, Exhibition Demo Disc has Splinter Cell, Panzer Dragoon Orta, NFL Fever 2003, Toe Jam and Earl 3, Mission to Earth, Time Splitters 2, Whacked, Quantum Redshift, Halo, Combat Evolved, Madden NFL 2003. And then as far as download content, and this is why you might actually want to own this, just little stuff, but nevertheless, still kind of cool. This has some Dead or Alive 3 alternative costumes that you can download off this disc to play in the game. Nothing spectacular, but still kind of cool, and really the only official way you're still going to get those. So, to me, it's kind of worth it, in a way. Like, if you find this at a game store for $5, why not? Plus, it just looks kind of cool on the shelf. And if you get real crazy like me and get the full set, it's kind of cool. But yeah, so other than that, and then there's some videos on here, and then actually these also have music and music videos, which you can rip off the disc to your hard drive, which is kind of cool. And then this has a Halo 2 trailer, Xbox Live, trailer for Xbox Live, because that's how old this is, and then a bunch of previews and stuff. So kind of cool. The second one here, again, this is going to be exhibition number 2. You can find this at pretty much any retro game store, and again, you can find it very accessibly on eBay. Going to be very cheap. Really good stuff on this one as well. This actually has some download content as well. Demo-wise, this has NBA Inside Drive 2003, MX Superfly, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon 1, Kung Fu Chaos, Capcom vs. SNK 2 EO, Vex, Indiana Jones, All-Star Baseball 2004, and Mechasult. And then download content-wise, this has MX Superfly. I don't actually know what it is because I don't own that game. I'm going to assume, and these do actually have manuals in them, and there is some decent size to them. However, they do not actually tell you, unless I'm mistaken, but I'm pretty sure they do not tell you what the download content is. Yeah, no, it definitely does not. It tells you about like a little description of each of the games and the music and stuff, but it doesn't tell you what the download content itself is. And then it's got NFL Fever 2003 content, possibly roster stuff, maybe. I don't know what kind of DLC you could have for a football game, but evidently there's some on here. So yeah, not sure. Also, what's kind of interesting to me, they're all color coded too. So volume 1 is blue, volume 2 is orange, and then volume 3 is purple. So volume 3 here has, let's see, we got Apex, ATV Quad Power Racing 2, Brute Force, personal favorite of mine. Gladius, Inside Pitch 2003, MotoGP 2, NBA Street Volume 2, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, Tides of War, Tao Fang, Fist of Lotus. And then download content-wise, this also has some download content for RLH, which is Run Like Hell. I don't own that. I am looking for that game still. Not rare by any means, but I just haven't ever picked it up for some reason. Looks kind of cool. And then Splinter Cell. This has some Splinter Cell DLC on this disc, so kind of cool. And then, more like upcoming game videos. G4 TV was very prominent on these too, so if you ever want to get real nostalgic and watch some G4 TV on your Xbox with your official DVD remote, which mine is actually hooked up, completely unnecessary accessory, but still kind of cool. So this one, and then like I said, purple with that one. Then we got Volume 4, which I guess that's interesting. They went back to blue. I didn't know that. Maybe they repeated the colors, or at least one time they did. So Volume 4 here. This has ESPN, NBA basketball, Grabbed by the Ghoulies, Metal Arms Glitch in the System, another personal favorite of mine. I played the hell out of that game on the GameCube, but still a fantastic game. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six 3, Vanilla, Magic the Gathering Battlegrounds, Prince of Persia The Sands of Time. That was a big game back in the day when that came out. It was a huge game. I'm excited for the remake, I don't even know if it's a remake. I think it's more of a retelling of Prince of Persia. Like, I think they're rebooting it, basically. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, always wanted to try that one. Even way back in the day, I remember seeing that and kind of being intrigued by it. Project Gotham Racing 2 and Voodoo Vince. This one has download content for, specifically, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Island Thunder, and this one is more missions. The Splinter Cell was more missions, and I can confirm that. And then Ghost Recon Island Thunder, again, I can confirm this because I played it, is more missions. Star Wars The Clone Wars, I'm not sure what that is as far as content goes. And then Unreal Championship, again, I do own that. Actually, I own both those. I don't know what the content is, so I'll have to check in on that. And then Return to Castle Wolfenstein, then it says above that Xbox Live. So I'm assuming that must be levels. Let's see here. Xbox Live system required to play Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Okay, so this, yeah, it has to be because it's giving like an additional thing next to it saying Xbox Live. So it must be multiplayer levels would be my hunch there. And then again, more G4 TV stuff here, but and that's a cool blue one. And then next up we have Volume 5. This is a black one, mainly black on the front here, and then they changed it up, more of a grid-based pattern here. This one, so at this point on Volume 5 is when they stopped including the DLC, if I'm not mistaken. However, this one's packed full of really good demos on this one. This is basically all these games are really good. PsyOps, the Mindgate Conspiracy, really underrated game. Not a lot of people talk about that one anymore. That was a cool, I remember when that came out, and I just really remember being very intrigued by it. Really a graphically good-looking game, and a really cool concept to it. Metal Slug 3, boy howdy is that a good Metal Slug. Well, they're all good, but 3 is probably my favorite one. Ninja Gaiden, the original, this was pre-black. Chronicles of Riddick, Escape from Butcher Bay, fantastic game. However, I would personally, if you're going to buy that game, I would get it on the 360 PS3 because that comes with the second one and this one, both in high def, so it's really kind of just a better way to get it. NBA Ballers, not a big sports guy, but those were good games, I know that for sure. Shadow Ops Red Mercury, pretty decent little shooter on the Xbox, and then Rally Sport Challenge. And then again, no download content. There's some G4 episodes on here and some Game Time DVG strategy guide. I guess there's some kind of strategy guide videos in here, like walkthroughs apparently. I have to actually sit down and play through. I downloaded all the content, so even on the games that I don't know what it is, and this was years ago when I downloaded all this. This is exhibition number 6, and this one's a white one. And again, no download content on this one, unfortunately. This has Second Sight, Blinks 2, Men of Valor, decent little game. Outrun 2, fantastic, again, another personal favorite of mine on the Xbox. Rainbow Six 3, Black Arrow. That, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say it was Black Arrow was the first Xbox Live game I ever played back in the day. It was either Black Arrow or Critical Hour. I can't remember which one of the two it was, but I want to say it was Black Arrow. NCAA Football 2005, and then Full Spectrum Warrior. And again, I remember when Full Spectrum Warrior came out, that was like an insane, like really next level of like, really like punching above its weight on the console, because it was just like, it was like a really demanding game for its time. Yeah, and so no download content on here, but again, a bunch of G4 TV stuff. Now, this is the rare one. 6 and 7 are the rare ones, but 7 is the actual, like, you're going to have trouble finding 7. It took me really years to find this at 1, period, and then 2 at like a price that I could stomach, because these are demo discs, mind you, that sold for $7.99 a piece back in the day. You could buy these at GameStop and potentially other stores, but for sure GameStop, because I remember seeing them there as a kid. So exhibition disc number 7 is the green one. On the front. This typically goes for anywhere from, I've seen it as low as $65 all the way up to $120. Hopefully I don't affect the price by this. I truly am just showing these because I think they're kind of cool. And this has been expensive for years, so hopefully none of the prices get affected by this. 1 through 5, pretty easy to find. 6, a little bit harder to find. 7 is, I would say, very hard to find. This is probably a top 30 rarest Xbox, physical things that you're going to try to get for your collection. It is unfortunately pretty rare. Just by the nature of this was the end of the life of the Xbox, and then these clearly didn't do well. Maybe that's why they only did 7 of them. So, regardless, it is unfortunately a little on the uncommon side. So this one has SpongeBob SquarePants the movie, Kingdom Under Fire, The Crusaders. Interesting little title there. Pretty good graphics on that game. Dead or Alive Ultimate, which is Dead or Alive 1 and 2 with Xbox OG graphics. Burnout 3 Takedown, again a personal favorite of mine. ESPN NHL 2K5. Star Wars Republic Commando, again another personal favorite of mine. Disney's Pixar presents Pixar film The Incredibles. That's really a mouthful when in reality the game is probably just The Incredibles. But that's what it says on the back of this case. So I'm not proud to admit this, but I bought this. You can look back in one of my pickups videos. It was quite a while ago. I had mentioned I picked up something rare for the Xbox, and I didn't want to show it off until I made this video. Here it is. It was probably 3 or 4 pickups videos ago. I did spend kind of more than I want to admit on this, but as a diehard OG Xbox fan, I really wanted it in the collection, so I had to bite the bullet and get it. So all these do come with a little official little booklet, so if you're buying them, they do all have like an actual multi-paged manual booklet, whatever you want to call it. So be on the lookout for that. And then each one of them basically looks like the cover. $7.99 was the original price, and then most of these are still $7.99, give or take, and then the last 2 being more expensive. Now, you'll know that I had 3 more games here. There's only 1 through 7 on the exhibition discs. These are 3 full-size DVD demo discs as well that I just kind of wanted to throw in on this episode that I also feel as if are worth adding to your OG Xbox collection because they're kind of cool. Again, I wouldn't say rare, but you pretty much probably have to buy these on eBay. You're probably not going to find these in the store. You might though. This one's kind of cool here. The LucasArts Xbox Experience. So this does not come with a manual, and then actually I'll show that one last. There's another demo in there. So no manual for this one. It does not have any sort of paperwork that goes with it. This has Gladius, Armed and Dangerous. I love me some Armed and Dangerous. Wrath Unleashed. That is a title I do own and do want to play. Star Wars Republic Commando. Already said I love that one. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. And then Star Wars Jedi Academy. And then Secret Weapons over Normandy. And then... Oh, so what's interesting here is underneath that it only says Gladius is a demo, Armed and Dangerous is a demo, Wrath Unleashed is a demo, and then the other 4 titles I mentioned are only trailers. So that's interesting. I like that one. It just looks kind of cool. And then up next here, this is the same DLC on the disc that was in 2 of those exhibition discs, because I put all those in and then put this one in to just clarify and make sure. So if you're just into getting the Tom Clancy and the Splinter Cell DLC, you can also alternatively just get this one. And that is the, I don't even, how's this worded on the spine? This is the Rainbow Six 3 exclusive companion demo disc. So obviously the main demo here is Rainbow Six 3 plus, and then it also has Ghost Recon Island Thunder campaign missions, and then Splinter Cell, the original campaign missions, added on here that you can download to your Xbox. So for Island Thunder, it's 4 missions: Aurora, Riverbed, Roadblock, and Tank. And then for Splinter Cell, it's Colacel, Veselica Infiltration, and Veselica Exclusive, and then both of them say exclusive. So maybe these are exclusive to this and not on that. I don't remember. I just remember downloading all of the content to my Xbox. So yeah, that one. And then the last one here is, this one actually comes in this black case. I don't know why. I've kind of always wanted to change it because it doesn't match anything else with the Xbox library. However, just because it came that way, I'm going to keep it this way. Now this one is the Ultimate Halo Companion DVD set. So it includes Halo 2 bonus material, Brute Force exclusive hint guidebook, Halo movie and screenshots. It also comes with the Exhibition 2 full demo disc in here, and the manual is in here for that, as well as, and much more. So you get the hint book for Brute Force, which is really thick. And I love Brute Force, one of my top 10 OG Xbox games. That DVD just screams like early 2000s with the green stripes and everything on it, so it's really sweet. And then back here, you just have the Exhibition number 2. So really kind of cool. And then on the back here, what does it say? We got the Halo 2 trailer, concept art, Master Chief renders, Brute Force exclusive hint book, special art, screenshots, movies, character renders, book excerpts, and then Halo team interviews, audio tracks, Halo desktop themes for Windows XP. Shit, I didn't know that was on here. That's kind of cool. Concept art, storyboards, outtakes, bloopers, and then the Exhibition 2 disc demo with all the mentioned stuff that I mentioned at Exhibition 2. And then the one thing that I did pull out of the LucasArts experience was this demo disc, which is demo disc version 1.2, and these come in these little white cases. These are the official demo discs that they would have in the kiosks. Like, these would get shipped out to the game retailers, and then they would put them in. I don't actually know what's on this one. It's version 1.2. I believe this is somewhat more rare. Didn't buy it because of that. I just, back in the day when I was buying all these, I saw it and I was like, I want that. There is probably about 10 of these that exist through all the different numbers. Someone clarify in the comments down below, because I don't know exactly how many it is, but I think it's roughly about 10 of them with different, like 1.2, 1.7, 4.2, all sorts of different random numbers. I'd like to get them all. However, they're all pretty expensive at this point in time, so it's probably just not going to happen. One day, if YouTube ever picks up for me and I start making some actual money from here, I would therefore use that money to get stupid stuff like that, to put it on the channel for archive purposes so that everyone can look back at original Xbox fondly in the future. So that's all those demo discs. I just kind of thought this was interesting, and I really wanted to show that stuff off. And hopefully you learned something today. Hopefully maybe you're crazy and maybe you pick these demo discs up for your OG Xbox collection. Maybe you have over 500 games for your OG Xbox like me, and now you're down figuring out what else is left to collect. Because at this point, the only things left to collect for me are like some of the really expensive games and then all the sports crap. And other than the exclusive sports games, I just don't want any of this, the EA, the Maddens, the FIFA, all that. I just don't want any of that. I have no desire for any of that. So at this point, I do have a couple more OG Xbox games coming in the mail periodically. But I'm kind of just done with OG Xbox collecting because there's really nothing left for me to get. It's an interesting end to the journey on that. Be on the lookout for more OG Xbox content coming in the future here, guys. I'm actually going to be filming one as soon as I get done filming this one, and then as well a PlayStation 3 video after that. So hopefully you'll stick around for those. As always, guys, peace out for now. Till next time.
Come here, you mother... Vamos! This is it, baby.